the network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AV Nation.
This is AV Nation.
Excellent. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you can join us today. We are so excited. We're here, 2016, new year, new AV. So best wishes to everyone. Really wow us. So we are thrilled. We're having our first 2016 Women in AV interview, and couldn't be more happy to have Jan Sandry and the Women of AV of FSR. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. So yes, Happy New Year to everybody as well.
Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Same to you.
Excellent. So what we'd like to do first, let's hear about you, who you are, and what you do. So Jan, tell us about you. Jan Sandry, not Jan Sandry FSR, Jan Sandry.
Thanks, Jen. I'm Jan Sandry. I'm the president and owner of FSR. We're just starting our 36th year in this industry, so it's kind of exciting for us. Sometimes I feel like we've been around forever here, but it's an amazing industry that is constantly changing, constantly challenging us to come up with newer and better products. And I'm excited to do this Women in AV cast because we have women in every area of our company, and they're just so important to the success of our company. I am happy to answer any questions that anyone may have listening to this about going after and developing the young women within your company. So I think that's about it for right now, Jen.
Awesome. Excellent. So next up we have Maybelline Ramos. Maybelline, hello. You are the
Hi, Jen.
Sales Manager.
How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's Friday. No. Well, hello. My name is Maybelline Ramos, and I handle all the international sales for FSR. I oversee well over 350 accounts globally, 50 in 56 countries. Yes, I develop and maintain contact with all of our distributors, reps, and customers, as well as provide technical support, marketing, RMAs, coordinate shipping, you name it.
One woman FSR. FSR like squared, right, Jan?
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, tell us, how long have you been with FSR?
Well, I've been with the company for about 6 years. I started in inside sales and recently got promoted to global sales manager in 2014, early 2014. So, yes, very, very lucky.
Wow, so we're going to want to talk to you. What's your travel schedule all the time?
Well, it's funny because I coordinate my travel accordingly. I do eight trips a year. And then I'll target different countries to go to because I can only spread myself so thin, But I do have eight trips, 8 to 9 max a year.
Awesome.
Yes.
She also has 2 little boys that she has to take care of too. So we've got to give her husband some slack here and not let her go all the time.
Yeah.
Excellent. Welcome. Thanks. And then Lynn Fay, you're the HR manager for FSR. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Great. Thanks for being here. So tell us about yourself.
Well, a good friend of mine gave me a call because she knew Jan was looking for someone, and I came in, and 23 years later, still I'm here. It's a very easy place to work for. Jan is excellent as far as when I started, my kids were young, so if I needed to go pick them up or something, I could go and then come back. So it's been very flexible, and it's just great.
Wow. So you've seen the industry evolve.
Yes, we started. There were only 50 people, less than 50 people, and now we're over 100. So
wow.
It's grown a lot in 23 years.
Amazing. And so as the HR manager, you handle everything. being there for 23 years, you've developed the whole program. That's a fair statement, right?
Yeah, it's payroll and 401k, as well as other things, that fall in my lap.
Yeah, as duties as assigned.
Yes.
So has the FSR been, that's your AV industry. There's not much to do like 30 years ago, right? You went into AV industry at FSR?
Yes.
Ah, excellent.
Yeah, back then I could answer certain questions. Now forget it. But our website is excellent. That answers any question anybody ever has.
Yeah. Well, and Lynn actually, yesterday when we were emailing, it was fantastic because we were trying to confirm which one of us, Jan or I, was confused as to what the actual day was. But she followed up with me afterwards and say, I just want to make sure that's clear. I'm like, that's so very Woman in AV of you. Just want to make sure. You know what I mean? It's like just make sure. I'm like, that's what makes a woman in AV is I don't know where you get an email that just says, let's be on the same page.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. Welcome. All right,
Thank
great.
you.
And then, Jamie, you're going to have to forgive me. I'm going to try my best. I swear, I promise. Ersalius.
It was close. That was close. It's Jamie Ursulisi.
Jamie Ursulisi, that's right. I even wrote it, sounded it out, too. Awesome. What is that? Do you mind me asking? What nationality is that?
Italian.
Oh, Ursulisi. Yes, excellent. Well, New Jersey makes sense.
Yes.
So tell us about yourself.
I am the inside sales supervisor. I have actually been with FSR for about 11 years now. Wow. I started when I was in high school. I'm pretty young. I started when I was in high school. I worked in the literature department. And then I worked in the literature department all throughout college. And then after college, I knew I was never going to leave FSR because it's just amazing. I wouldn't want to work anywhere else. And then I eventually just started to work my way up into inside sales, and now I am the supervisor.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to that at the end, but that's wonderful. And I think FSR has a program. So you started right out of high school. When you were in high school, you had a job. How did that happen? Did you get a call like Lynn from your friend?
Yes, I actually knew somebody who knew Jan very well, and they told me that they were looking for somebody, and like Lynn, I came and never left.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so awesome. That just speaks. Jan's like my mom. So it's that just speaks to the kind of culture that you really have at FSR. You have people there 23 years, and it's just 11 years. It's just you come and you don't leave. Jan, you do you feed them or you do make sure that they leave at some to go home or things like that, right?
They let us go home.
Once we get them, we keep them.
Yeah, so you lock them down.
What we do is we turn into one big family.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
sometimes you fight with each other, sometimes you're not real happy with each other, but you're still part of a family and you stay together and you help each other. So that's kind of our culture in this company, that we are a big family and we look out for each other.
That's great. Well, tell us more about that. That's a perfect thing. So tell us about FSR. My boyfriend, my crush, your partner, your business partner. He's my
Bill Fitzsimmons. Yes, FSR would not be here if it wasn't for Bill Fitzsimmons. He was the brain trust that got us all started and started creating products. And as he was developing them, I would say to him, okay, you design those and I'll sell them. And I think I've said this before, our very first customer was Ancha Electronics out in Chicago. And they were a large integrating firm then, and Bob Ancha was the head of NSCA, and he was just very, very outgoing, and he had a very large company, so it was a great first customer for us. Yeah. And we just grew from there. We just hit every integrator and every consultant. And the consultants back then, there weren't nearly as many. The Hubert Wilkie organization was the largest, and they spanned from New York to California to London. And then Hubert Wilkie joined, his firm was bought out, and then he joined Shen. But there weren't as many as there are now. So it was a much smaller group. It was easier to get to know everyone personally. Not that I don't still try to get to know everyone personally. I travel around the country to see the consultants and our integrators and listen to them, because I think that's part of FSR's success, is that we listen to our customers. They have better ideas for products than our engineering team or sales team could ever think of. They use them every day. They know what they need. So we go around and we listen, and then we take those ideas back and incorporate them into our product line. So we're good listeners, which helps us grow.
How many people did you start with, you and Bill?
When we started, it was just Bill and I. And then we
you
hired
brought
some
on Lynn.
technicians, and then we hired some technicians, and we actually started in Bill's basement. So we started there, and then we had a little office and manufacturing area that was tiny. We couldn't even afford a name on the building back then. So we had no name on the building and no number. And when people would come in and they'd complain, they were coming for a job interview, and they'd say, "There's no name on this building. How was I supposed to find it?" We said, "That's it. We won't hire this person because they don't have the right attitude." So, but we, and then we moved to a larger facility, and now we're in our facility, which is 3 floors, and we own this building. And we have a second building about a mile away, and that's where our metal shop is. Our metal shop is self-contained, a mile from us, and they're our largest part of our workforce. They have probably over 50 employees at that location. And then we have about 55 people in our main building, and then the rest are scattered around the country.
Awesome.
So.
Very cool. So, Madeline, following up on that, so being that you do the international sales,
yes.
And so you deal with all different kinds of people. I mean, based on like FSR products, I use FSR products all the time. I mean, the floor boxes, control systems, is a lot. What's your experience about like the different ways that you have to handle like customers on an international level, and what makes you successful in international sales, dealing with so many different cultures?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I focus on, let's say, a different category groups for different markets. So, for example, Mexico, I'll sell floor boxes. In Panama, I'll sell control systems. In Canada, I'll sell AV, more AV products than metal. So it is different. So I try to target. I do a lot of email blasts. So I do target customers and provide, the key information out to them. So that's how I've been so successful. When I'm not there, I always rely on my international distributors and reps to get the message out there. So training is another successful way another way that we've been successful in this industry.
Oh, excellent. So like online training and things like that?
Yes. Yes,
Jen?
I do offer.
Yeah. She's too modest. Madeline speaks and writes fluent Spanish.
Yes.
So all of our customers who are speak Spanish are very comfortable with her. They love it. She speaks to them in their language all the time, and has a real bond with them.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And another tool that is key for us is Skype. I use Skype at 7 o'clock at night with our Australian distributors. So another great tool for me is Skype. All my customers know I'm available 24/7 on Skype, so they can call me at any time, and I'm available for them. So.
Awesome. So great. So what are some of the attitudes that you find, and like some of the skills? I mean, flexibility, obviously, like culturally, but what are some of the attitudes that you find like make people successful at FSR and make FSR as successful?
Well, like Jan said, we treat each other like family, and we're all one big team. We have an excellent team, and core values is in our DNA. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the fundamental key that makes a company successful.
Awesome. Lynn, how about you? I mean, you manage and run HR. You know all about people skills and what you look for in FSR. So talk to us about what's a successful FSR employee and what makes FSR the company that you could come in for 23 years and never leave?
Well, I think a lot of it is that everybody is very focused, and everyone are, I don't know what the right word is, but they're very
Task oriented?
huh?
Task oriented?
Yeah, detail
Oh, no, you're
oriented.
trying to find a polite way to say something about being focused. Anal?
No, everybody's anal or tries to be focused and very diligent about what they're doing. And yes, you can cut this out. I think everybody is. Everybody, as Jan said, listens to everybody, and they take that and then they put it into place. We've got engineers that have been here for longer than I have that probably worked out of Bill's basement. And as far as HR, we have three women over in the metal shop now. Two of which are running the big machines. So yeah, I think that's a big achievement. One's in the office and two are in the shop. And yeah, so and then we have in our building, we have them in the production department, and they're all very diligent about what they do, and it's very fine work that they're doing. It's very
meticulous.
Yeah, it's very, I mean, you have to use a microscope and everything to do the soldering and everything. So and they've been here a long time too. So people do stay. They don't leave.
Can you tell right away whether somebody, you've been there for 23 years and you do HR, can you tell kind of like, okay, this person's going to last 23 years or like maybe 5 minutes?
I would say the biggest turnover is probably over in the metal shop. In our building here, they stay.
Yeah.
They stay.
Awesome. Very cool. So excellent. So Jamie, knowing that you're 18.
I wish. No, I'm actually 27.
Okay. So tell us, though, you're in such a unique and interesting situation being, a different generation. Jan was on the show floor when it was her and one other woman. So now here you are coming in, like creating a new generation and everything like that. What's your experience of the skills and attitudes, but also I'm really interested to hear what's your experience so far of the AV industry.
My experience of the AV industry, I would have to say, is pretty good. Every company I talk to and everything that I've ever been at, there are always a lot of women. So I think that the industry now is leaning more towards a lot of women being in it. It's not really a scarce thing anymore. It's more popular. So to me, it wasn't really a shock or a culture shock or anything like that. Yeah.
How about dealing with older people? Because one of the things that we talk a lot about is reverse mentoring. So, you have like what the standard mentoring is, somebody who's experienced in the industry for somebody younger. But knowing that, the Twitter generations, all the social media and the skills that you have that, the men that are in their 50s and 60s that make up our industry, what's your experience about how that works and some of the challenges maybe as a younger person, and especially a younger woman in the industry? Like, tell us what's something you're challenging them, how you deal with it.
With the Twitter and everything like that, it definitely is a good way to get out there. It's a good way for promotion. It's a good way for advertising. Like you said, a lot of the older generation don't really use it that much. So you do run into some stops along the way. But, it's always, like with our company, we're always learning new things. We're showing everybody everything. So everybody here is up to date. They all know how to use everything. Yeah,
so
everybody here is great.
Do you do the Twitter account? Or, when you're talking about that, you're inside sales, is that correct?
I am in inside sales. I don't run the Twitter account myself. I do follow it, though, and I do keep up on the events and all of that. I deal with more of the phone calls coming in, the orders coming in, customer service issues, everything like that. If a customer calls FSR or emails FSR, that's where I come in.
Awesome. So tell me, from your experience then, you started in the literature department and now you're a supervisor in inside sales. That's congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
What was it about what made you successful, and what would be your recommendations to younger women such as yourself that are just getting into the industry and want to really like fast track themselves and be successful? I mean, what do you recommend?
I recommend you need to be at the right company. You need to be where you want to be with a successful. Yeah, I mean, everything here is just amazing. The people here, you truly do have a voice here. So if you have like an idea or anything, you're always listened to. So I mean, FSR really makes it easy to be successful, and it really makes it easy to love your job here. So I feel like for people coming into the industry, you just need to really love what you're doing, and you will succeed.
Awesome. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, so we've only got like maybe like 10 more minutes of things like that. We've got to make sure that we're counting everything. So tell us something, one thing, ladies, take a minute to think about it. Like maybe you have 2 young boys, you're international, you're on the like 7 p.m., like 3 a.m. What's something that you do to maintain a work-life balance with all of that?
Well, I'm very fortunate, for a company that values your work ethic and understand that you also have a family life. So I'm very fortunate to be with FSR. So I also have a great support system at home. My husband, he does the mommy duties while I'm away. So when I'm not around, and I also prioritize. When I'm away, I always try to Skype call with my kids as well with my husband, and I prioritize my time when I'm at home as well with them, and know that it's mommy time. Mommy's cell phone's off, and it's your time. So, that's how I'm able to manage my family time.
So lots of coordination.
Work and family time. Sorry.
What do you do for yourself?
I do Zumba classes. That's what I love.
What is it?
The Zumba classes.
Oh, Zumba classes. So cool. No, I mean that's it though. I mean that's right on, because what I hear you saying is that it's like you do have to set something for yourself. I mean, knowing like that you're going to be going and like everything's like up in chaos all the time. You have to have something for yourself. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes.
And it's non-negotiable. Zumba is non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Awesome. Okay, Lynn, how about you? Tell us.
Well,
what's a key advice for somebody?
Well, I think the balance. My husband is supportive. He knows when I am stressed out and have lots to do because I have deadlines or something. He's actually even come in and helped me out a lot. But again, when the kids were young, I was able to come and go. If they were sick, I would go get them, take them home, and then come back to work. You just need to be able to, take care of business and take care of home.
Adapt and expand. Do you see? So I've got a question for you. I don't know, the makeup of the demographics at FSR, but I read a lot, with the younger generations, and it's like, everybody wants to have their yoga time. I mean, there's only so. I know Jan's incredibly flexible, but she's also not going to take any anything. Like, I mean, somebody take it. Do you see a difference in the generations, or have you seen over the years like a different work sort of ethic, better, worse, not? I mean, is it just FSR? Everybody's like awesome, and then one big happy feeling like everybody in the industry is going to want to come work at FSR, Jan. I hope you like. So what do you think, though? Yeah, generational wise, do you have any experience
I think that the younger generation gets themselves involved when they're here.
It's New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it must just be San Francisco, where everybody's like wants yoga class.
Yeah, no, we don't have that here.
Okay. And they won't come in unless you have 8 cafeterias. Okay, Jamie,
we do have a nice cafeteria.
You have a nice cafeteria?
Yes. Excellent. Thanks to Irene, the hurricane.
Oh, wow. Yes, ma'am. Cool. So, Jamie, what about you?
That was the metal shop.
That was I'm sorry. Oh, it was the metal shop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the downstairs.
Oh, you could, and so then you made it over into a gorgeous cafeteria.
Well, we had to redo the whole downstairs area, the basement, yeah, and that's where the metal shop moved facilities.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. And every space is filled.
Every space here at FSR.
here and at the other building are just to capacity.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, well, when somebody places an order, most of the things go out the same day, pretty much, unless it's a special order. So we keep a lot of things on hand.
Awesome.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, Jamie, so tell us, you're the younger generation. I'm sorry I keep saying the younger generation, but you're a woman and you're young. It's like we want to ooh. So what do you think? I mean, let's take it from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You have fast-tracked it. You've gone all the way up. Someone, a little bit of my experience, you get to a certain point and you're like, oh, shoot, I want to be a wife and a mom. I mean, how do you balance your career success that some of the younger generations and women these days are really, really pushed into with actually having, sort of a personal life? Do you have, do you want all career, all family, all this? I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I eventually do want a family, so I will be at that point in one time of my life. But I mean, again, FSR does make it very easy for you. So if you have a family emergency or if you have something that you have to run off to do, they do understand that. Again, when you have the extra spare time, you will put more into your job and you do give that effort back. And I think that's why they're so understanding, is because everybody does work to their full capacity here, and they see that, so they are more willing to help you in return. So I really think that the balance of knowing when to put in extra and then when to, I need a minute, I need to go home, really does just help you to stay balanced and stay centered with both of them.
Awesome. Cool. All right, Jan, so I'm going to come back to you, Miss Work-life balance. I mean, I don't know how you do it. Do you actually sleep? I have a question. Do you actually sleep?
Yes, I do. I spend a lot of time in airplanes. That's what I do.
Where you sleep in airplanes?
In airplanes, flying. With my grandchildren being in Florida, and I'm up here, and my son being out in California by you, if I want to see everybody, I have to travel. But when you travel, you can also see your customers, and you can see your friends, and you can see people. So it all works out. It all works out. And we only have one life, so we might as well use it up and live it as best we can. So, I think part of, we always talk about how do we attract more young people into our industry and more women. I think that the women need to know that they can move up in a company and that there's opportunity. You have to come in at a beginning level because you have to learn your job, you have to learn what's out there, you have to learn the products and the culture. But you need a way to move up, and the three women who were here with us today, Lynn came in, and actually we didn't have an HR department. We had an accounting department that kind of filled in where we needed somebody.
Yeah, we had ledgers.
Yeah, and we were using, pen and paper. So now she's worked her way up to where she actually can control who we hire and who we don't. Because if she doesn't like the paperwork that's submitted, that person's not getting hired, no matter what we say. So she has that responsibility. We have Mavelyn, who came in inside sales and started speaking Spanish to some of our Spanish customers, and she wanted to move up, and now the world is hers. We handle the U.S. and she takes care of the rest of the world. And the same for Jamie. She started when she was in high school, worked with us through college, and worked her way up. I think you have to offer that to people, a way to work your way up and show that this is not just a job. You can make a career out of this if you're willing to work hard and to be flexible. So and that's what companies have to offer people. They have to show them that there is a path towards a career.
Well, and Jan, on that point, some of the things, because we've talked about FSR, you have a pretty extensive versus the rest of the industry internship program. Is that right? I mean, do you offer interns, or?
We do. We have at any given time probably. Right now, there's probably about 3 interns, and they come in during their, Christmas break, they're all here. spring break, they'll be here. In the summer, they'll be here. And some of them are engineering students. Some of them work on the production line because they're, one in general, he wants to be a lobbyist someday, but he also needs a job. So we bring him in, and you get their perspective of where they want to go and what they want to do. One of our interns was with us for 3 years. He did the trade shows. He came to Infocom.
Excellent.
But you know how a lot of the young people, they have to move over to your side of the coast. So right now he's over in San Jose working. Got a great job and credits a lot of the experience he had as an intern here was helping him get that job.
Yeah.
So but our interns come from they could be family members of people who work here, or we go out to the local colleges, and we've actually hired some of our interns. Donnell, who came to us as an intern, he now handles marketing, social media. I mean, he does all kinds of things for us here. So sometimes we get lucky and we hire them, and we get more young people in that way. And other times we've just given them a path to go somewhere else with a lot of experience.
Oh, fantastic. Great. Well, we're coming up on kind of like wrapping things up. So, Jen, tell us, what is FSR up to? What's the plans for 2016? And how is everybody in AV going to come and get a job and work at FSR? Tell us what you're up to, what you have coming up.
We have lots of trade shows coming up. In fact, Jamie has she has a list of what's coming up other than Infocom, because we hit the educational trade shows and we hit some architectural trade shows. So we have a diverse area there. But one of the things I just want to close with is that everyone at FSR takes our position in the industry seriously. And I can say that we ship our products faster than the competition can give you a quote. We carry that much inventory and are on top of what our customers want, and we can service that. So, and that's what we're
all made in the USA. I mean, like, it's literally made in New Jersey, Newark. I mean,
yes, we're made in Woodland Park, New Jersey.
Awesome. So anybody, I mean, there's no wait. I mean, if somebody needs something, it's like somebody can literally walk it across the street, or if somebody if somebody's having a problem, I mean, you have everybody there to respond to a crisis or a situation.
Absolutely. Or to a rush order that has to get out. We just say, okay, guys, we need overtime. Let's go. They need it now, and our people are more than willing to work the overtime.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, just real quickly, like, we've gone through this whole entire thing, and we haven't said what products FSR does. I mean, I know everybody in the industry knows FSR, but maybe for the 3 people that are younger, that are 16 years old interns, unlike Jamie, like Jamie's old. Yes, tell us what FSR does, Jen.
We do what we're most known for is our infrastructure products: floor boxes, wall boxes, table boxes, ceiling boxes. We house everybody's connections within those boxes, and they're elegant and they're practical and made right here in New Jersey. We also have a line of digital video products. We have collaboration systems, and now we're offering the furniture as well to go with the collaboration systems. So it's like a Chinese menu. They can use our electronics, or they can use our table, or they can use their own tables, and we'll show them how to cut the tables and put in our systems. So it's a wide variety of products.
Oh my gosh, excellent. So Jamie, tell us, what are the shows and everything? What's your list?
We have coming up. We're very busy, so we do have a lot of shows coming up. Coming up, most recent is going to be the Business Leadership Conference in February. Then in March we have Infocom Connections, and then in April we have the Simco Showcase, and we have many in between that. And then of course in June we will be at Infocom as well.
Awesome. And you just got done with Bixie.
Yeah.
We also have some international shows. One would be in Bixie, the Bixie Niagara Falls in May, and also Techno Multimedia in Mexico City in August.
Awesome. Gosh, that busy, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds fantastic. So we want to thank you guys, and I mean, it's really fantastic, everything that everybody does. The culture, everything, it's not even a joke. I mean, you have all the experience, and it reflects across the products, the people, and everything like that. So, really grateful for you guys to come in and take the time to talk to us and get together with us. Jan, do you have any closing thoughts, and you want to let people know what's your website and everything like that, and then we'll just ask everybody for their contacts.
All right.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to email me, they can reach me at jan@fsrinc.com. Our website is fsrinc.com. And just stay in touch. We answer our phones. Our people are on those phones, so we still have a human touch here. So, and I just want to say thank you to anybody who is listening, and thank you for your support. We appreciate it all. We love our customers.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great, Jen. I mean, do you have because you do all the different markets. You're very unique. I just have one. I know we've got to wrap it up, but we've got one last question. I mean, what are the different industries? Architectural, AV, Big C, and everything. Who's your biggest customer?
Well, our biggest customers are the AV integrators and the electrical distributors and contractors. Excellent. But we start with the architects. We deal with them directly. The AV consultants, the integrators, the IT and datacom companies,
right,
and the electricals as well. So we cover the spectrum from top to bottom.
You're building. You're the building.
And everybody is important. Everybody.
All right, great. Jamie, so if anybody wants to reach you and follow up with you, how can they get in touch with you?
They can email me at jle@fsrinc.com. We have sales email as well. If they have any sales questions, it is sales@fsrinc.com. They can also reach us on Twitter, which is at @FSR_INC. And yeah, again, thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, great. Thank you. All right, Maybelline, International. Yeah. You want to say it in Spanish too?
Oh, sí, claro que sí, claro que sí. English and Spanish? All right, so my email address is msmary, R-A-M-O-S, so mramos @fsrinc.com. You can also find me on Skype, which is FSR-MAVE, so M-A-I-V as in Victor. And also our Twitter, our Latin Twitter, FSR, so it's FSR_Latin. And then in Spanish. Yes. So, nos pueden encontrar en fsr.com y tengo Twitter en Latinoamérica y viene siendo FSR-Latin y mi correo electrónico es mramos@fsrinc.com y me pueden encontrar por Skype en FSR-MAIV. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Jen.
Cool, thank you. And then, yes, okay. And then, Lynn, wrap us up. How do people get in touch with you?
Faye, F as in Frank, AYE @FSRINC. And the main number is 973-785-4347. And thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. 2016 is kicking us off with a really great show. We've learned so much, and we just couldn't be more pleased. And we want to thank you guys for continuing to be a real great representation and role model for everybody. And Jan, of course, our #1 woman in AV, and head woman in AV. Thank you so much, Jan. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Bye-bye.
Okay. The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AV Nation.
This is AV Nation.